This video is an instruction tutorial for the basics for Paper by 53, which is a drawing app for iPad. I'm going to begin by just showing the kind of layout of the app. You'll open it up and you'll see that there's a space called Learn Paper. It shows the basics of what you can do with the app. You have highlighting photos, creating lists, doing quick sketches or more detailed drawings, adding viewpoints onto images or creating flowcharts. The app itself uses the common tap, swipe, or pinching gestures that are common to Apple products. Along with a learning paper, in the top right-hand corner, you'll see a circle with a question mark in it. That is additional support. So to the left are spaces in which you can work. You can add pages to them. You can drop down the menu and create a specific space. I would recommend adding a grade or a student's name into this space. Eventually, what we will be doing on a larger scale across the school board will be remixing or reimagining the Saskatchewan Summer Game logos. In order to do that, we're interested in the public stream option. This option allows individuals to create images and then upload them to the public stream, where then people who follow them can remix those images. We'll come back to this at the end of the tutorial. So we're going to begin by opening up a space, opening a fresh canvas, and we're just going to talk about the tool tray. Across the top you'll see a T, a camera, and a bit of a squiggle. These are options for drawing or sketching, adding a photo, or adding text. I'm just going to start by making some random marks here that we can work with. So at the very left of the tool tray, we have the eraser tool. You can use the eraser tool much like you would an eraser on top of a piece of paper. If you hold it in, if you tap it and hold it in, a menu will pop up. Paper operates with 4 layers. So there is an ink layer, which is primarily what we'll be working in, a photo layer that you can add a photo and draw on top of, a fill layer, and a background layer. So when you tap and hold the eraser, you have the option of clearing everything you've done, clearing just the ink layer, clearing just the photo, or clearing the background color. Another option for undoing your work is to rewind. This allows you to move back and forth, so there's a rewind and a forward till you reach the desired point where you'd like to resume your work. Alternately, you can tap on the screen with 2 fingers, and that will get rid of your marks as well until you get back to the point where you want to resume. Next to the eraser, we have the diagram tool, which is fairly neat in that it recognizes specific shapes, such as triangles. Oh, okay, let's just go back here. Triangles, squares, and circles. Once you have these shapes, you can hold until they stick to your finger and move them to various places around the page. You can hold down and tap on another area of the page and duplicate those shapes. You can also attach those shapes to each other. Beside this, we have the fill tool, which allows you to add large chunks of color. It also allows you to add swaths of color to the page. Then we have the cut tool. The cut tool allows you to select a portion of your drawing and move that to another area. Alternately, you can use the cut tool and then hit the eraser to remove sections of your drawing. So if you swipe towards the right, then you come across your drawing implements. I'm just going to clear off a section of this page so I can... All right, so first we have the draw tool, which is a fountain pen. This one happens to be speed sensitive, so the faster you make your marks, the thicker your lines are. Slower, you'll get thinner lines. Then you have a sketch tool, which operates like a soft lead pencil. Works well for cross-hatching, and the more you work back and forth over these, the darker it will get. Then we have our outline tool, which operates much like a marker. In some cases, it will also operate as a highlighter. We then have our write tool. With each of these tools, you can add text to your pages or your drawings. And then finally we have the watercolor brush, which adds a light wash of color that you can then go back over and darken. Next to this tool we have a mixer. So to mix paint colors, you rotate the circle within the mixer clockwise. To undo or go back to a color that you quite like, you rotate counterclockwise. You can press and hold within that white circle until the color sticks and add it to empty color wells in your palette when you create custom colors. By tapping twice quickly, you bring up an eyedropper, which allows you to move across the surface of your paper and choose a specific color that you would then like to add. If you tap more slowly, a slider will come up that allows you to work with how dark or how light that color you have is along the whole color spectrum. So those are the basic tools. I would encourage you to explore just using the tools itself, getting to know the app a little bit, and then moving on to the remix. So in order to remix, what you'll want to do is move to the public stream. You'll want to follow myself, Diana Chisholm. Under my profile, you'll find all of the logos for the Saskatchewan Summer Games. You can then choose your implements and start remixing. Once you've finished, you have the option of uploading the image you've made and saving it to the iPad as well. We'll collect all these images to create a display of everyone's work, and they can also be used during the summer games. For right now, I'm just going to discard this one. Another thing that I do want to point out is if you take a screenshot of your image and then upload that into your space, you can then click on the eraser and clear the original photo from behind to show just your work.